Hello lovely ones, this is Anushka and welcome to your May astrology and tarot reading. I just wanted to give you this little update to let you know what's going to be going on this month. So Uranus is moving into Taurus and this is really exciting. Everyone's talking about it. So I'm going to be talking about that mainly in your astrology as I'm shuffling your cards this month. Plus I'm going to be doing a Uranus into Taurus special, okay, for each and every sign, and this is going to be a tarot reading plus a more in-depth look at the astrology. This reading is going to be available on my site and it's going to be available for only 80p. It will be paid because of the fact that I do so many videos and I think it's only fair that I ask a little contribution. So if you want to go to my website, I'm going to be releasing that video, the Uranus into Taurus video special on the 15th of May, and I will include a link to that underneath every single monthly. I'll update them. I'll also just release a little video letting you guys know that it's now out and you can go to my site if you want to check that out. What else did I want to tell you? Okay, also a huge thank you to all you Cancers out there. Thank you so much guys for all of your support and your interactions. I get so much energy from you, it's beautiful. Virgo is another one, but Cancer, you are right up there. And you know, I did say that I was going to start doing mid-monthly updates for the signs that watch the most of my videos. So Cancer, it's you. So on the 15th you're going to get your Uranus into Taurus special, and Cancer, you're also going to get your mid-month update, which will be just a special tarot reading for you guys, just as a big thank you. I very much believe in reciprocating energy, so I really appreciate that. I'm really excited about this transit. It's a big deal, that's why so many people are talking about it, and I think we're going to see a lot of revolution, evolution, and people seeking freedom in some really amazing ways, and some real leaps forward. So awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now onto your monthly. Hello Aquarius, welcome to your May 2018 astrology and tarot reading with me, Anushka. So let's start with your astrology and then we'll go on to do your tarot spread. As you can see, this month I'm using 3 different sets of cards. We'll be using the Colette Baron read, which I've already shuffled, and I've pulled these 2. So this is your overarching theme for the month. This one decided to drop out as I was shuffling your cards, so we've just left him there because he might be a good clarifier. And this is also an advice card. This is Diana Cooper, my Angel Oracle deck. So first off with your astrology, so you've still got a lot of the heavy hitters in your 12th house. And you know, this is kind of this type of energy. You've got Mars in the 12th, and he's been there for a while in Capricorn, along with Pluto and along with Saturn. And some of you might be feeling like your power in some ways is subdued, and there may have been a drive. I feel like a lot of you have been isolating yourselves, self-isolating, not out of a feeling of, you know, it's not so much to do with other people, but it's more to do with what's going on with you. There's a sense of needing to isolate. There's a sense of a lot of inner growth going on. There could also be feelings of being kind of ever so slightly trapped by circumstance, or limited in terms of your movement, in terms of what you can do at the moment. But this soon shall pass, and Mars is going to move into your sign, and you're going to be feeling that boost of energy again soon. The big news, of course, by the way, excuse my voice, I've had a really rough voice the last week or so, and I've been a bit under the weather, but anyway, I'll carry on. So the other big news is Taurus moves into, Uranus, your ruling planet, is moving into Taurus. So you're going to feel this energy very much so, because Uranus is your ruler, and so, you know, this is, you are tied to this energy, stronger than most. So it now goes from Aries, where he's been in your 3rd house, and I feel like there's been a lot of insights about self. I feel like the way that you Aquarians have been, the way that you see yourself, the way you see your thoughts, your beliefs, those kinds of things have changed. Not so much beliefs, but like you've been thinking about the words that you say, the way that you communicate, and situations with brothers and sisters and siblings have probably been apt to a state of change, and even business and travel, short distance travel. You might have had businesses suddenly open up and then close down quickly, all sorts of unexpected change around these areas. But now he moves into your 4th house, and so this is going to affect your home life, it's going to affect your family life, and that most private area of your life. As I said at the beginning of this reading,
I will be going in depth on that on the 15th and releasing those videos on my site. I'll be doing a Uranus and Taurus reading for each sign, but certainly you're going to see major changes and shifts in the home. It could be that you suddenly decide to break away and home becomes somewhere very different from what you've known it to be. So there's many possibilities with this, but this energy is ushered in by a new moon in this area, which is really the universe kind of saying, hey, I want you to pay attention to what's going on here. To have the new moon in Taurus on the same day as Uranus moving into Taurus, it's almost like it's ushering this energy in, it's welcoming and inviting this energy, and instinctually we will adjust to the energy before we do on a mental plane, before we do consciously. You know, the moon rules the unconscious, so this is our unconscious tapping into that Uranus and Taurus energy right off the bat, which I really, really like. Jupiter is still there in your 10th house, bringing expansion and possibilities to your career and luck, you know, and perhaps even foreign investments and things like that. We did also have Chiron move into Aries not that long ago, which I actually like. I prefer this to Chiron being in Pisces. Let me just double check that I'm recording, because I did this earlier. Okay, we are, cool. Right, and so this is about self-healing. So where you've been looking at your communication and where you've been looking at, you've probably had, I feel like there's been perhaps like an expansion of your understanding of day-to-day life in some ways, with Uranus there in that 3rd house. And now Chiron moves in here, and there's some healing to be done around siblings. There's some healing to be done around my ability to absorb information and take it in and to adjust to different situations. So let's go into your tarot reading and let's see what we've got for the month coming up ahead. So I'm doing the Celtic Cross again. So this is the beginning of the month, the energy at the beginning of the month, and this is what's working for you, what either hinders you or helps you, crosses you for better or for worse. And this is your recent past, which kind of makes sense. I feel like this is that 12th house energy going on there. And look at the sun in your near future, which I quite like actually, even though he's on the reverse. And then at the top we've got the 6 of Pentacles, so this is looking at your 6th house. Right, okay, and we've got the Emperor, lovely. He has been coming up so much for so many people. I'm liking this reading so far, Aquarius, okay? So this is the energy that you've got at your disposal, what you can use. And this is the environment around you and what's coming in, and your hopes and fears. So we've got, I can see already, we've got some major arcana going on. We've got one court card. So I think, then this kind of makes sense to me, you know, I think this is prior, sorry, let me start this again. So the energy that I'm seeing here, just from the get-go, is, you know, when I see quite a few major arcana cards, this tells me that the universe is playing quite a big role in your life. But at the same time, you know, there's some minor arcana too, which is telling me that there's this nice balance between you working with those creative energies, working with higher consciousness. And people aren't going to get in your way too much this month, I don't feel. Not too much, but there is a possibility. But we'll go into that in a second. Aquarius, it seems like inwardly you have got things figured out. It's as though you know what's going on. You know, you're starting this month and you're looking at, where am I going? Where do I want to go? How do I want to expand? And I love the Emperor being here at the bottom of your reading here. You know, this is like the subconscious, the root of the matter, and this is the Emperor. The Emperor is ruled or is associated with the planet Mars and Aries. Okay, so this speaks to me of that 12th house energy, Mars in your 12th house, and it's almost like underneath it all, you're saying, I have that inner strength. My Mars in the 12th house, I may not be showing as particularly strong or courageous or out there or, you know, active in the world right now, but I have got that inner strength, and that inner power is being really kind of being manifested within me and is bubbling up within me, and I'm looking at where I want to go. I'm looking at the future and I'm looking at possibilities and what I want to come in, because ultimately I want to be in a position where I can be of service to others. And Aquarius, that's one of the things about your sign, is it is about service. It's about service to humanity. It's about the greater good, you know, what's best for all. And so you're saying that I know I have been through trials recently. I have had hard times, and I feel like for a lot of you it's to do with, we'll get to this in a minute, but I feel like for a lot of you it's to do with a relationship, and might not be a romantic relationship, it can be family, but I feel like there have been hard times, there have been times of worry, anxiety, fear, upset, grief, you know, just having to grieve, and you've gone through this. I feel like you've had to deal with this privately, very much on your own, and maybe you have had help and support from people, but it was one of those things you had to really process on your own. And I feel like this is the person that ties into this energy, and they may still be around in some ways. And now it could be a family member that just makes life difficult for you, somebody who is not in a good space, and I feel like mentally you've had to deal with this, and it's kind of caused you to have to go within to know yourself better and to have to grow. And so you're saying, I've done a lot of inner work and I'm now standing strong, and people may not see my power so obviously on the outside, but I know that soon they will, because I built up the reserves of my inner foundation and my inner strength. And now I'm starting to look at where it is I want to go and where I want to take this newfound strength of mine that I have, so that I can look at being of service to humanity, so that I can look at using my abundance, my abilities and my talents for the good of all. And now I feel that there's this Queen of Wands energy which comes in to either help or hinder you. For some of you, I mean, this is a fire sign woman, so it's a Sagittarius, Leo, or an Aries, or somebody who is very enthusiastic, who's spirited, who's fierce, who's independent, who's creative, who is has a zest for life. Okay, now it could be her, you know, that's been part of why, her or him, sorry, depending on whether you're male or female. But yeah, it could be a male or female fire sign, or somebody with those kinds of qualities, and that could be the person that you've had these sleepless nights over, or that you had to get over or grieve over. You had this heartache over. But at the same time, this could also be somebody, because of the fact that it's, you know, it's the cross card, it can either work for you or against you. This could also be somebody who could be a very good source of helping you to move forward, helping you to get to this place where you can expand your horizons, where you can expand your visions. For some of you, this could be a friend, a confidant, a member of your family who is giving you that kind of extra push. In some ways, I feel like Aquarius, you feel like you've been quite isolated for a while, but I feel like this person is either somebody who helps you, you know, for some of you this will be somebody who's helping you, and someone who is, you know, you can just talk to about most things, and the wisdom she gives is something that is worth you listening to and worth you paying attention to. For others of you, this may be the one that caused you the heartache to begin with, or was the catalyst for the suffering that you felt. What you're really wanting is for the sun to come out in your life again. You want that sense of internal balance. You want that sense of just life flowing and the sun just coming out again. But in some ways, I feel like it's not quite that time yet, hence the sun on the reverse here. And I feel like you know this, Aquarius. It's almost as though you're biding your time. You're biding your time. I feel like there's a situation that you would like to be free of, or to be over. And I think this is why the devil fell out when I was shuffling your cards. I feel like there's a situation that you would like to be free of, that you would like to be over. And although for the most part, you know, it is, or in some ways it is, there is a tie that binds you to this situation, and that is what's blocking this sun kind of energy from coming in. But it's not like it's all bad. It's like, it's almost like you know you're having to go through the motions, and you know, that's fine. And that's kind of what, you know, this card here, the Seven of Wands, is indicating to me. It's like, I know I have to go through these motions. I know I have to kind of play the game. Ultimately, I am better than this, and I know that I will come out victorious. You know, what I like here is we've got the Wands here again, okay? So this is saying to me, okay, I have been through battle, I have been bruised, but at the end of it all, I am still standing. All right. So I really, really like that. So this is telling me that there's movement. There is movement forward, and there is progress forward. And the fact that we've got wands featuring here like this tells me that for a lot of you, I feel like this fire sign person is going to be really helpful in helping you to move forward, whether it's the advice they give you, whether it's somebody who is able to you're able to partner up with business-wise or friendship-wise, whatever. I feel like they're going to help move things along. They might give you the inspiration or the much-needed shoulder to cry on from time to time. But ultimately, you know, whatever the situation is, that I feel like it's something to do with the past, so a past relationship that for some reason you're still tied to, that is causing you to feel like, you know, you're not able to enjoy life as much as you want, or whether it's family that are causing you to feel restricted, but it's somebody who shows up as being, and I feel like this is like what's coming at you in your environment, it's somebody who shows up as being very immature, quite scattered in the way they do things. Their thinking isn't together. They are, one minute they're up, the next they're down. They may think that they're rational, but really they're not. They're very scattered. This is somebody who hasn't got it all together, and I feel like this is what's affecting you and what's throwing you off balance. But it's almost like I know that this soon shall pass, and I understand that this situation has caused me to have to grow so much and find my own inner reserves of strength. And I feel like there's almost this weird kind of not disconnect going on, but it's almost like there's two stories going on. There's what's going on in the outer world, which is like this energy that I'm getting from like a lack of, you know, somebody you're dealing with not really being corpus mentis in some way. And I do feel like it's some sort of a mental condition, or if it's not that, they're just acting out at the moment, and you have to have relations with this person, you have to have contact with this person, but that's what's making you feel like the sun isn't quite coming out in your life right now. But you know you have to allow this to go on, but at the same time there's this story of what's going on inside of you, which is far more balanced, which is has far more of an equilibrium. So it's like watching the madness around you whilst being in the eye of the storm and being in the calm of it. And I feel like this fire sign person, man or woman, or person who exhibits as a fire sign, is going to be really helpful in helping you to either step away from this situation and leave it behind, or work through it to leave it behind. But I feel like this person is going to be, I feel more that they come in on the positive than the negative. So there's these two contrasting characters that seem to be there in your life this month, Aquarius. And one, I would definitely say there's a sense of, they aren't balanced, and that there's some sort of tie that you have to them, and whether that be a family tie, whether it be a relationship tie, whether it's an ex, whether you share custody with this person, but there's some sort of tie that makes you feel in some ways trapped, which makes sense because there's that Mars in the 12th house energy, and at times it's caused you sleepless nights and much worry and much anxiety. But it's something that there will come a conclusion to it, but you're just having to ride things out at the moment. For a lot of you, I feel like it's to do with home and family. I do, and I feel like this Uranus moving into Taurus, moving into your house of home and family and private life, I feel like we're going to see some major change and a major breakthrough energy, whereby you won't either you won't have to have dealings with this person anymore because suddenly you'll gain custody of the children, or I know this is going to sound really horrible, but they might be sectioned. I'm really feeling like some of you are dealing with people who are mentally disturbed. This could even it could be that some of you you have somebody in the family who has Alzheimer's, or something like that, who has Alzheimer's or some sort of mentally degenerative disease, and it's just really, this is such a controversial topic in some ways, and people don't like to say this, but as much as we love our parents or we love our family, when you have had years of having to look after somebody who is mentally not all there or imbalanced, it's such a strain, and it can make you feel trapped. It can make you feel like, sleepless nights. It can make people feel resentful, not because that's how they genuinely feel about that person, but just they're resentful of the situation. And that's a natural thing, and it's like, but you're tied to it, and what can you do? And you feel guilty for feeling the way you feel. This can see, and I'm just going to put it out there, this can see a passing of that person. You know, Uranus in the 8th house, if you've been feeling that kind of trap, this can see a passing of the situation, whether it means a literal passing, as in they pass on to the next phase of life, or it could see just your ties, your binds to them being broken for some reason, which I think will give you the much needed relief. But that in itself will be a process, and there will be some recovering to have to do from that. So I think this is why we're seeing here the 9 of Wands, where it's like, okay, right, in the end I came out, you know, from this situation with much wisdom at my back, but at the same time there's some healing to be done. There are some things to have to process, and I do think your best bet really is to align yourself with fire energy, because we have Temperance here as well, and Temperance is a card of Sagittarius, so Sagittarians may feature heavily in your life this month, or if not, I would like you to keep an eye out for Sagittarian contacts that you have, because they may be the ones that help you through this process. So what we've got as well, what I pulled from your angel card, was adventure, which I like, because, you know, when I see this card and when I see a lot of wands, it makes me think of adventure. I think you're wanting adventure, you're wanting to break free, you're wanting to expand. You know, Jupiter's there in your 8th house, and sorry, 10th house. You're wanting that expansion, but it's just like I said, there's two stories going on. There's what you want and what's going on inside of you, and the balance you feel and what you know is right for you, and then there's this situation where you're just feeling hemmed in and trapped. So here we go. So this makes sense that adventure came out. So life is an adventure. Be ready for the unexpected and make the most of all opportunities. The angel wisdom suggests you get out of any habits or ruts in which you are stuck. Do things that are different and face life with a sense of wonder. If the path ahead seems dark, do as you would if you were exploring a dark place. Ask your angels to light up the way, then watch for the signs and signals that tell you where and how to go. Explore the new with excitement and courage. These magnetic qualities attract money, career openings, and add zest to relationships. The angels are inspiring you to move forward with anticipation, expectancy, and hope. I face the adventure of life eagerly. I really like that, because I see a lot of fire, adventure, initiation, ambition energy in this reading, and it's also present there with Jupiter in the 10th house. But at the same time, there's this obstacle which you'll fight, which I feel like is making you feel hemmed in, and I feel like it's to do with the 12th house, the 4th house. It's family, it's the past, it's my hidden enemies, it's my own self-sabotage. There's some sort of trap situation or suffocating situation that we're going to have to get through, work through, in order for you to then get to the other side of the door and experience all of this and open this up, so that this gets turned around and you're no longer dealing with this, that this has been just a distant memory. Right, the card that I've pulled for you from from Colette Baron Reed was Follow the Leader, but we pulled him on the reverse. So what this is saying to me is that it's time for you to stand up. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Her cards are so pretty. So this is telling me it's time for you to stand up and make your needs and feelings known, okay? Because it seems as though, I know it can be scary sometimes to state what it is we need, whether this be in business, partnership, home and family, whatever it is. Sometimes it can be scary to state what it is that we need. Sometimes it can be scary to step out and you know, really show ourselves for who we are. But I feel like it's coming to the time where you have to make a decision, and you have to acknowledge your own needs, your own desires, and you have to become that voice of authority in this situation. And so this kind of is making sense. You know, there's only so long that someone can feel trapped before they eventually either explode or implode, or they have to take the initiative to stand up. And this is making an awful lot of sense to me. Okay, so I feel like when Mars comes into your sign, that's when we'll see this energy really take hold, and you turn it around and you'll start saying, actually, you know what, no, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm not being trapped anymore, I'm not allowing, you know, even if it's just making some sort of compromise so that you're still giving the love that you need to give to whoever it is, if that's where the situation lies, but you have some sort of compromise in which you are able to have some much needed freedom in order for you to be yourself and live the life that you truly deserve to live. Okay, I feel like this reading extends out more than just May. I feel like this reading goes beyond, a couple of months beyond, and I've been getting this with a few of the signs actually, where the reading feels like it's got a longer connotation to it than just May. Okay, Aquarius, if you would like a private reading with me, then please go to my website. Please bear in mind that this month I am booked up until June, mid-June, so I can't do any readings until mid-June, but feel free to come along and I can schedule you in for something after mid-June. Okay, have a wonderful month, guys. Take care.